Good morning and happy Monday to you. My name is LaShonda Brown, and welcome to Bootstrap Biz Advice Live, where I teach service providers how to work less and live more by leveraging tech. I am so excited to start to introduce you to some new features within the back end of StreamYard, and I also made some cool stuff in Canva that we'll be implementing today. I have also started doing virtual co-working sessions, and that has really allowed me to see the value of community building in one place. Yes, you can follow me on LinkedIn. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram, and I would strongly encourage you to do that. But there is something special that happens when I am live on YouTube. So, we've got some announcements to go through. I can now highlight your comments on the screen, so you'll see that on the right-hand side. I won't have that up when we hop into the education, but at the very beginning and maybe even at the very end, your comments will appear on screen. So far this year, I have gained over 1,200 subscribers on the channel. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Those vanity metrics don't mean a ton to me, but they mean a ton to brand partners. It helps them to gain more visibility when they sponsor my content. So thank you so much for subscribing. And I would encourage you to hit the notification bell, because when I do the virtual co-working sessions, sometimes you'll get a heads up, but other times it'll be impromptu if I have some work that I need to do and I'm just trying to get some accountability. So if you want to co-work with me, the easiest thing for you to do is subscribe and hit the bell, and then YouTube will notify you. Otherwise, you can join the Bootstrap Club, and I'll share more about that later. I did look at the analytics on the channel, and 87% of the people who watch my content are not subscribed. That makes complete sense because my channel is dominated by search content. And so people are searching for answers to questions, and they're stumbling across me as a solution to that problem. So they're not necessarily following me because I vlog. However, again, I would love for you to subscribe. So if you haven't already, make sure that you do that. And if you like this live stream, be sure to give this video a like. Now, I would like for you to think about joining the Bootstrap Club, because it is the way that you can stay in touch with me. And so I'll share a little bit more about the Bootstrap Club, and then we will come back and hop into a few announcements. This live stream is brought to you by the Bootstrap Club. Some things never make it to Instagram, and for that level of small biz realness, join the club. When you join the Bootstrap Club for free, you'll start getting access to my behind the scenes emails about my pivot from being a burnout service provider to a mindful full-time content creator. I share my ups and downs in this private format because I think it's important to be transparent if I'm going to be the mentor that I always wanted. Thousands of people from all around the world have joined the club to receive my strategy emails, and I would love for you to join us. To sign up, go to LaShondaBrown.com, click on Join the Bootstrap Club, drop your name and email address, and I will add you to the list. I hope you have a blessed Monday, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. So Bootstrap Biz Advice is not just the name of my YouTube channel, it is actually the name of my LLC. We have a team of 6, and so your support on this channel allows me to do that. I live in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, and so it is an honor and a privilege to be able to provide creative jobs like this to people who live in my backyard. So part of how I do that is through my membership, and so I just want to say thank you to CJ, Christina, Lori, and Rochelle for becoming star students this month, and for all of the folks who dropped in for our monthly workshop. So not only do I coach on my membership calls, but I also host workshops. And so once a month, I bring in a subject matter expert to help me educate on topics. And this month I brought in Becca Harpain, who is the creator of Custom Cody, a custom chat GPT or custom GPT. And she is the founder behind Inside the Square. So I'm sure if you have a Squarespace site, you've probably stumbled across her YouTube channel for Squarespace tutorials. So I was so glad that Becca was able to stop by and talk about that topic. And High Level sponsored that workshop. So really grateful for that. Now, really quick, I notice here, I want to add my background to add a little flair. There we go. To our call. All right. So I did add some new resources to the back end of Bootstrap Biz Device. Again, if you are a member of the Bootstrap Club, you should have been notified about the one on the far left. And we're going to talk more about that strategy within our strategy corner time today. So on the left-hand side, you will see a mock-up for a new resource that is called 10 Simple Growth Strategies, Summer 2025 edition. So I created this last year. It performed really well as an extra in my Buy Me a Coffee shop, but things have really changed when it comes to selling in this economy and in this climate. A lot is going on. And so one of the things that I have decided to do was to revisit the resources that I already had available from the perspective of what's new with selling in 2025, whether it's because of AI, the political climate, just so many different things. Some of the suggestions that I had in this guide for last year just don't make sense for 2025. So I took another stab at it. I added some new strategies, took some away. And so this is only available to people within the Bootstrap Club, and I will take it down at the end of August. So if you got the email this morning, the link to purchase it is in your email. It's only $5. So it's like buying a cup of coffee on Buy Me a Coffee, but I did it through Flodesk checkout to make delivery easy. So that is included in today's email. Now, I have been posting some carousel posts on Instagram about my current obsession with, which is LinkedIn. And attached to all of those posts is a freebie called 25 LinkedIn Post Ideas. So there are two versions of the ideas. One is a PDF download that looks like this. The other is a Google spreadsheet that you can copy. Either way, I have 25 high performing posts that drew my attention on LinkedIn that you can use for inspiration. And so all of those different ideas have been hyperlinked to the original post so that you can go and engage on it and see how you can implement that for your business to help you have some ideas for things to post on your actual profile. I am going to talk about this in the strategy corner, but I'm considering launching a $5 a month membership or subscription just for LinkedIn post ideas. I'm heavily inspired by Liz Wilcox. And so I'm having something that's recurring, that's super low lift for me, but super helpful for my audience, could be a nice addition. And so I just want to figure out how I want to incorporate that. But it's something that I can test in Q3 and see how it goes. The last thing is what's new on the channel. So I just posted a video about getting started with High Level. The first High Level video that we did was all about how you can save money on your marketing subscriptions by consolidating using High Level. When it comes to your website, text marketing, your CRM, there's so many different things that you can do within High Level that will allow you to cancel subscriptions to other places. And so I highly encourage that you go like and comment on that video, comment any additional questions you may have about the platform, but also consider signing up for the free trial. I have access to an extended 30-day free trial that will allow you to test out High Level without having to pay for it. And so that way you can kind of look inside, see if there's opportunities for you to save money, and give yourself 30 days to make that choice before you have to start paying that subscription. So any of my Instagram posts that are a carousel post, you can comment 25 to get access to that freebie, and it will send it to you via ManyChat. And it's a great resource and will super help you. And again, you can watch the video. Bootstrap Club members will have access to that PDF. Now, the membership is growing passively, and I think this is a really important thing to state before we get into the nuts and bolts of what happened in Q1 and Q2 for me. I can only promote so many things at one time, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs marketing online understand this is a reality. And so the fact that this has happened without any affiliate marketing strategies and without me doing any real intense member campaigns is awesome. So to everyone who has become a star student or a Bootstrap creator, I'm super grateful for you. As things start to simplify for me on the back end, I'm able to pour in even more into our programming. And so I'm really excited for some of the things that I have planned for you. If you would like to learn more about the Bootstrap Creator Program, you can go to lashondabrown.com/membership, and that'll show you the breakdown for what we cover in our content marketing membership. And this month, I have Angelica coming back to occupy the hot seat. She actually taught the workshop in May, but she's also a member of the community. And so we want to talk about what's the game plan for how she's going to incorporate YouTube into her strategy. And so it's going to be great for me to essentially coach her live on our coaching call and for you to learn through the strategies I suggest for her. All right, so here is our lineup for workshops. And so next month, we're going to be talking about podcast guesting 101. I have seen so many people grow their businesses by guesting on podcasts instead of just hosting one. And so I really wanted to bring in an expert to talk about how can we do that strategically. I know that there's a lot that I'm not doing because I could be getting more out of my guesting opportunities. And so this is something I'm interested in, and I know it will be valuable for you. So if you would like to get access to this, you'll be able to drop in for $10 or you can become a star student. But as you can see, I plan out the programming super far in advance to make sure that I've got plenty of time to create a lineup that's going to help you throughout the year. And we end the year with a virtual holiday party. So that's something that's super fun. All right. And last but certainly not least, on Thursday, we'll be bringing back the virtual co-working sessions. I do actually have a funeral to attend on Friday for a gentleman from my Sunday school. So can't do Friday, but I'm bumping it up until Thursday. So Thursday from 9 until 11, I will be live on YouTube to co-work with you for 2 hours. This has been a great strategy for helping me to increase the watch time on the channel and also connect with you. So if you are planning your week, it's Monday and you're mapping out what you've got going on, I would strongly advise you to find some time to do some virtual co-working, whether you're doing that with a friend or you're doing that with me on the channel. This is a great way for you to get more done in less time. So with that, we are ready to hop into our time together. And I think because of where my brain is, I actually think I want to switch the order. So I want to start with Strategy Corner, also because I made a little video clip, and then we'll start mapping out how I'm going to revamp my offers. So we're going to hop into Strategy Corner. I'm going to show you behind the scenes how I set up the workflow to deliver that summer guide for the 10 growth strategies. I will use that section of this video for a standalone video later, and then we'll hop into the Canva Whiteboard. So if you are new here, I do like to create content in real time on the channel as a way to save myself time later on down the road. So if you have questions, you can engage with me live. I will acknowledge you, but I will be a little bit more in performance mode because it will be edited to a video on the channel. That's been a great way for me to promote my affiliates without putting too much time into content I'm not being paid for. But I love showing you guys the behind the scenes of how I do things. So what I'm going to do is within StreamYard, also really quick, you can always go to lashondabrown.com/tools to see all the tools I'm using and the discounts. So since I'm going to repurpose this content, I need to clean this up in terms of the video feed so that it's not distracting for the edit. So I'm going to turn off my Buy Me a Coffee QR code. Then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to take off the ticker. And the last thing I'm going to do is turn off the display names and the headlines so that we now have a clear video feed. So from that point, I am going to prep the tabs that I'm going to be using. So I am going to hop into Canva because I created some graphics within Canva. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this so that you guys don't see the content of the PDF without paying for it. I hate to be that guy, but it's the truth. You know, if you can get it for free, why pay? So I am going to do that. Okay, so we got that lined up. We've got our Canva thing. Then we're going to hop into Flodesk. I'm going to pull up today's email that went out. We will duplicate that, have that open. I'll open up another Flodesk window and show you the behind the scenes of the checkout. And yep, I think that's all I need to do the tutorial. Okay, so I mean, it's going to be a little bit clunky, but it should be fairly straightforward. And I think this will be valuable to all of you. So we are going to get started with sharing the screen for Canva here. All right, I'm going to close out that tab. And I'm going to put myself, let's see here, we'll clean that up. I'm going to put myself in the bottom corner. So there we go. And we'll start here. All right. Good morning, Camille. Good to see you. Camille actually inspired this a couple live streams ago, and now I'm like addicted to it. I'm like, why not go live and also film a video at the same time? This is my life. At the end of the day, I don't just coach YouTube, I do YouTube, and that keeps me on top of all the changes. And so if there was any way for me to show you that I know what I'm talking about, it would be to do it in front of you in real time with no edits. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So with that, I'm going to give myself a clear opening for this tutorial, and we are going to hop onto it. So without further ado, let's get started with Strategy Corner. If you have been wanting to generate some passive income in your business and you have your list on Flodesk, I want to take you behind the scenes and show you how I set up a very simple funnel using Flodesk Checkout and Canva. Without further ado, let's hop in. All right, I just thought of one more thing that might be good to share. So we're going to do it. Okay. Here we go. So in 2024, I created a guide that was all about prepping your business for summer. One of the things that happens over summer break, I would say, is that people start to see a drop in social media engagement, but their bills still need to be paid. So what do you do? What do you do when you know you're going to have reduced work hours? Your kids are going to be out of school. And so you need to make sure you can keep up with your responsibilities, but you can't actually agree to do too much. So the simple strategies that I put into this guide was a great way to support my community without committing to doing a masterclass or a challenge or a huge program. So I made it available for just $5 within Buy Me a Coffee extras. And so what would happen is you just went into Buy Me a Coffee, you clicked add to cart, and you were able to purchase it for $5. And that was a great strategy and that worked well. But I'm starting to see there is a huge benefit for me driving traffic to my email list, not necessarily paywalling everything, but giving people more reasons to be on my email list. And so instead of saying, get on my list and get yet another freebie for, get another PDF for free, I want to say I have exclusive resources available to my email list. So you can't even get the link to this resource unless you join the Bootstrap Club. Now, if you're watching this video, you can still sign up for my email list at lashondabrown.com/join the club. And I actually made some changes to my website to make it easier for people to join my email list. Now, if you look at the header at lashondabrown.com, there used to be some text that I just had on there and a couple buttons from Squarespace. Then all of a sudden, it just hit me over the weekend. I think you can make a transparent inline form in Flodesk. And lo and behold, if you click on that circle that has a slash through it for your canvas background and for your background of your form, you can make your form see-through. So that is perfect to overlay a form over a banner image, and it is responsive. So as soon as you look at it on a cell phone, it takes up the cell phone and it's absolutely beautiful. So yes, we have the widget for Buy Me a Coffee located on the right-hand side. If you've never done that, I do have a tutorial already on the channel. It's linked in the description. But again, the primary focus is to grow my list. If I grow my list, it helps my sponsors. If I grow my list, it helps me. It takes away the pressure to grow social media platforms or be beholden to an algorithm because I'm getting directly to my customers. For every dollar you spend on email marketing, the average return is $38. So it just makes sense. So if you click on the top right-hand corner, you can join the club, and now you can type in your first name, last name, email address, and join the club. You can also join the club by clicking on Start Here. And so I wanted to give people multiple ways because everyone thinks differently. Just like some people are auditory, some people are visual when it comes to learning. When it comes to navigating a website, people think differently. But ultimately, the place I want to send them is the list. So even if they come to my website and they're not ready to buy, I'm sure they're ready to get on a free list to get free resources. So that is my, little pitch for if you do not have a list, child, what you doing? Get a list and use my link, lashondabrown.com/Flodesk to try Flodesk for free. So with that being said, we've got the list. So now we need to make the list more valuable, giving people more reason to open up the emails. So instead of making the 2025 edition of that summer guide available in Buy Me a Coffee, I made a Flodesk checkout page. So within Flodesk, you can capture payments and deliver resources directly in Flodesk. This keeps you from needing a website. You can do a whole sales page, or you can do checkout only. Checkout only is fantastic for people that already have a list because you don't need to validate your expertise because people are already connected with you. Now, if they are cold and brand new to you, then yes, give them your bio, give them headshot, give them testimonials. But when it comes to conversions from an email to an offer, eliminate as many clicks as possible to see your conversions increase. So what I wanted was just a checkout page and a delivery page. I didn't need no sales page, and it also saved me a ton of time. So you have the little mock-up of the cover on the right-hand side, a brief description as to what it is. Use one or more of these strategies to grow your biz this summer so you can relax and be stress-free while you're with your friends and family. That's exactly what I typed last year, and I just did it again and put it in checkout. Then I clicked on delivery and I said, here's to growing this summer. And here is a different mock-up of the cover of the resource. And then you can scroll down here and download the PDF. Inside this PDF, you'll find 10 strategies to help you grow this summer if you're in need of a boost. Be sure to check out the tools page on my site, lashondabrown.com/tools, if you're in need of some tech to help execute one of the strategies mentioned. This is a very easy way for me to promote my affiliate links while also serving my community, reminding them that they can always go to lashondabrown.com/tools to get access to my tools recommendations. So if I say as a strategy, offer a free or offer a 3-day email challenge, then they can go to that tools page and they can sign up for the email marketing software that I recommend. Now, if you click on download PDF over here, I can select link. And so I uploaded the PDF from Canva to Dropbox so that there is a delivery. So this is different than your emails. You're not going to upload the file directly to Flodesk. You're going to upload a link, and from that link, they will download the resource. Now, another thing that I want you to think about is let's see here. I'm going to actually put myself full screen real quick because I think I did this. And if I didn't, I'm going to make it right now. Did she think it through? Did she think it through? Oh, yeah, I can talk about that later. I will show you. Okay, I didn't do it, but I can show you an implementation of that with something else. Okay. Here we go. Share my screen again. All right. Something else to consider when you are utilizing this strategy is you may want to create a back-end workflow for your resource, right? So you're marketing this to your list, but there's other things that you could potentially sell them, right? So say for instance, I have my 25 LinkedIn post ideas. This is what I'm currently promoting on Instagram. So when people sign up for this free resource, they get the two options to download the resource, either a spreadsheet or a PDF. I have embedded a video on my YouTube channel that's relevant to the free resource. And I have also included an affiliate link for something that is relevant. This is a tool called Casper, and Casper helps you to prospect in LinkedIn without paying for LinkedIn Premium. So using this Chrome extension, you can start to find out what the email addresses are for the people that you're looking up. And so instead of sliding into DMs, you can slide into inboxes and increase the amount of people that actually respond to your messages. So that first email, yes, I did deliver on the promise. You can get your 25 post ideas. If you're a spreadsheet girly, you can do that. If you like a PDF, you can do that. But I'm also driving traffic to my YouTube channel. Why not get some views from this audience? And I'm also driving traffic to a affiliate link. Why not get some traffic there? I did include a follow me on LinkedIn button as well. And there is a second email that they will receive after they get that freebie. So they get the freebie. After a subscriber is added to this segment, they get this email. Then I say, wait a day. And then I've played around with what they receive after that. Now, in a perfect world, I would love for them to sign up for my LinkedIn Masterclass replay. I have the replay available. I have the resources available. And I thought $47 was a great price for that. However, what I started to realize is a lot of the people who are signing up for this 25 LinkedIn post ideas guide, they're brand new to me. They're not new to me on Instagram, but they're going from Instagram to my list and they've never purchased anything. So going from never purchasing to something that's $47 is a bit of a leap. So I said, you know what? Instead of doing that, let me sell them on the latest workshop. So I have a drop-in price for $10 for people to go and attend the last workshop that I did, or they can become a star student. So this is something that is only $10. And so it's way more of an impulse buy than them buying my LinkedIn Masterclass replay and resources. So if I had something that was only $10 related to LinkedIn, I could sell them that. But I just want to see, can I generate passive income on automation through Flodesk just from people going from a free resource, to a small low ticket offer. So with that summer guide, they came in, they're on your email list already. They purchased something for $5. Could you set up a workflow to sell them something else? It's way easier for you to retain a customer than get a new one. So once they're in your ecosystem, bring them in with something free, sell them something low, and continue to build that relationship as you build credibility and sell them more relevant stuff. So that's just an example of a workflow within Flodesk. So we talked about, building an email list. We talked about how I use Buy Me a Coffee. We also talked about workflows in Flodesk. And I want to show you the email that the Bootstrap Club received the very first time that I rolled out this offer. Now, what's really cool is I created kind of a custom layout utilizing Flodesk. And at the very bottom, I made this little call out box. So this was using some emojis, using a layout box, doing some backgrounds. And so at the end of the day, I may even sell this custom template. And so that's another opportunity that's available in Flodesk. Your forms, your checkouts, your emails, everything can be shared as templates. And so you could bundle those things together and sell that, or you could sell them individually as well. And so again, you could sell it for $5 to your email list. And you could simply say, like I did at the bottom of this email, P.S. I made a new transparent Flodesk form from my website homepage. You can get this exact form for free here. So instead of saying for free, you could say for $5. And the PS in an email is a great way for you to passively draw attention to low ticket offers. So anyway, if we go back up here, we have the call out to the resource. And if I click on that call out, I can simply heart it. I'm going to heart the header, heart the box, and heart the button. The reason why I want to do that is because it's going to add it to my favorites. And so the next time that I write an email, even if I don't duplicate this exact email and customize it for the next thing I send out, I can easily drop in that content simply by hovering over an area and selecting favorites. And those boxes will now appear on the right-hand side that can be dragged in. So when you're promoting things on a regular basis in Flodesk, instead of you reinventing the wheel every single time that you email, what you can do is you can save those boxes and make it available in the future. The last thing that I want to highlight within this little behind the scenes walkthrough is how I created those graphics in Canva. Now, I love the fact that because of the visual suite in Canva, I was able to create multiple sizes of this cover without having to open up a brand new Canva design. This is what I mean. The very first graphic you're looking at is sized 8.5 by 11 in the event that someone wanted to print the PDF. So that's the cover of the guide. Then I needed a square graphic for Flodesk checkout. So I was able to create that square graphic and simply resize it to fit in a square format. Then I wanted an Instagram story graphic so I could add a link sticker and promote it to my list. I promoted it by saying, hey, this resource is going to launch on Monday exclusively for my email list. And I added a link sticker to draw traffic to that Join the Club page. So in the future, as you start to create offers, instead of you having separate files within Canva, create one file for your campaign. And then at the bottom, instead of clicking on the plus sign, you want to click on Add Page Type and then select what you need. Whether it is a social media post, maybe it's a presentation format so that you can include it in a slide deck. You can do all of that in one spot. And so this helped save me a ton of time. Another thing that saved me a ton of time is on the left-hand side. I have folders here and I could easily select brand photos and then greenhouse. And so I have my photos clearly organized within Canva so that I can quickly pull them in for new designs. So anything that I can do to save me time helps me to be creative, to easily launch offers and launch them to my list. On average, I get at least a 40% open rate on my emails. I don't get a 40% engagement rate on my content on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook. And so I know that if I promote something to my email list, the likelihood that someone is going to take action goes through the roof. The last thing that I'm going to do today to kind of formalize this campaign is I'm going to go into the workflow for the Bootstrap Club, and I'm going to duplicate the email that I sent out today. That way, as new people join the Bootstrap Club as a result of watching this video or watching my live streams, then they too get offered that $5 offer between now and August, the end of August, whether it's the 30th or the 31st. Can't even remember. You can also use a countdown timer to build urgency as you get closer to getting rid of this offer. And so making it limited time will also increase your conversions. So this is a pretty in-depth behind the scenes walkthrough of a simple strategy that I did. Like I said, there are 10 strategies and this actually wasn't one. So this is like a bonus one that you can implement when you download that PDF. So if you are on the Bootstrap Club, check out that email, click that link, grab the guide. If you are not in the club and you would like to get access to it, you can go to lashondabrown.com/join the club to get exclusive access to that special offer. So if you need more Flodesk help, you can check out the Flodesk playlist on bootstrapbizadvice.com. And you can always go to lashondabrown.com/Flodesk to try it free and get 50% off your first year. Until next time, ta-ta for now. And we're done. We're done. And that's how you create a video while you're live streaming. That actually wasn't bad. I feel like it wasn't super clunky. I do need to close out of some of these tabs though, because my brain is smoking. But yeah, hope that makes sense, guys. I know you guys get super quiet when you're paying super close attention. However, this is now Hangout time. So I'm going to add your comments up on the screen. And as people come in, let me know how that was. Was that fun? Did you learn something? Did I show you a feature you didn't know was there? I'm going to get the whiteboard set up. And let me also, I did post a couple things in the Bootstrap community. If you are a member, please, 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 guys, download the app from either the App Store or the Play Store. It makes life so much easier. I literally just, I walk on the treadmill and I check your notifications in the morning, and that has been such a good way to habit stack. So if you go into the Bootstrap app, I added in a few new posts. I did schedule a meeting for all of the affiliates. So what I decided on for my affiliate program, I'm using a tool called Rewardful. It integrates seamlessly with Uscreen and it does payouts through PayPal. So I don't have to like do all the tracking. And so if you are a Bootstrap creator, this is not available for Star students, so sorry. But if you are a Bootstrap creator and you refer a friend to the membership, you're going to receive 30% commission for the first 12 months for anyone you refer that becomes a member, okay? The reason why I'm doing this is because I would much rather pay you than pay Meta for ads. And your recommendation to bring in friends is going to be way more valuable than someone just cold responding to an ad. So we're going to have a meeting on the 27th of June because I want to walk you through my thought process for the very first membership launch. I said earlier in this live stream, I haven't really aggressively promoted the membership. I'll mention it on live streams. Sometimes I'll include it in emails, but I would love to do a campaign where we have graphics created. Well, we're collaborating, we're posting content in real time. People are seeing it in multiple places. If you've ever seen like Marie Forleo, Amy Porterfield, Jenna Kutcher launch something and like everywhere you look, everyone's posting about it, it's because they have a very engaged affiliate program. And so I would love that effect for the membership. And so this particular call is going to be hosted on Butter. That way cameras can be on, you guys can meet each other, we can collaborate. And it's only a 30-minute call, not trying to take up a ton of your time. So I did post that in the community tab today. And I believe I posted something else. Oh, yes, I posted about actually two more things. I posted about Lex's new course. Lex has a course about launching your paid newsletter. It's designed to help you to launch a paid newsletter in a weekend, and I'm an affiliate for her course. So as you guys come up with offers, if you pull one from that summer guide and you want to do that, or you just have one in your business, and you want me to share about it, there's a call out in, I'm going to do them in the Thursday emails for member shout outs. I already wrote the email for this week so I can show you how I'm giving Lex a shout out. And I also have a post scheduled for LinkedIn. So I don't mind helping you all promote your offers, but you got to let me know what they are. And I would love for you to have an affiliate program. So it gives me content to talk about. So you can see here, there's a member news section. And so there's the call out to Lex's course. And it gives me an opportunity to talk about the membership and to link out. So that member news section is now in every Thursday email. I redid my email format. So you saw what the one looked like for Monday emails. And this is what the Thursday emails look like. So I'm calling them club notes, and you'll see new on Bootstrap Biz Advice, member news, and the tech tool of the week. And so here is a reminder about the coaching call, and the tech tool of the week is Flown. So yeah, so this is a cool format. I really like it. I tested it out on last Thursday's email, and I got too wordy, and so it got clipped when Gmail sent it out. So I think this is a good length to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, cool. So there's that. And the last thing I talked about was this fun post on LinkedIn. I'm posting daily Monday through Thursday at this point to try to grow my account. I've gained 1,000 followers, and it took me a while, y'all. It took me since January 2024. I only know this because I did a screen recording in that one LinkedIn video that I shared. And I was like, oh, I only had 1,700 in that video. When did I upload it? And it was January 2024. And so I have gained over 1,000 followers on LinkedIn since then. I would like for it to take way less time moving forward. And so that's why I'm posting 4 times a week. So this was the post for today. I would love for it to get some more visibility. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, feel free to like it. But also, if you are using HypeHQ, then you can post on LinkedIn, share to HypeHQ, and I'll engage with you there as well. I can't do a hype request until more people use the tool. So feel free to do that as well. Okay, cool. So that's what's new on the community tab from this morning. So again, hop into the app and rock it out. All right, sure. We're going to be doing whiteboard stuff soon. Let's see here. Paula said this was great. And then you can show us how to grow our own affiliate program down the road. Faux sure. I think I actually might end up doing a course. If I ever did a course, I'm like the affiliate queen. So I feel like that would be so relevant and so good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to brainstorm a little bit about revamping offers with our last 15 minutes together. Thank you so much for watching this live, my friends. I will go ahead and turn my things back on for people who are popping up and don't know who in the world I am. So we'll add that. We will add that. And we will turn back on the Buy Me a Coffee cup. If you are on Buy Me a Coffee, guys, live streaming is a great way for you to passively draw traffic to your tip jar. Like this is like a whole, it's a little bit scattered because that's my brain, but this is like a whole masterclass in how I run my business. And so for a lot of people, it is so valuable for them to learn how things are done. And most people keep this kind of information behind a paywall. So if you are finding this valuable, feel free to go to lashondabrown.com/coffee, support the channel, buy me a coffee, let me know what you learned. You can scan the QR code. It'll also take you there. But yeah, this is just something you can put into the back end of StreamYard, flip that switch so you don't have to verbally talk about it. it'll do the promo for you. So there is that. Adrian said, yes, this was great. I also love the idea of exclusive resources, monetization at a lower ticket. I definitely need to build up my email list. So Adrian, I'm glad you mentioned that. So I am paying to promote some of my content on Instagram because I'm so inactive there. Y'all know I hate Instagram. I figured out a way to hate it less with this strategy. But this is working for me. So right now, I changed my format for my content so that when I post reels or when I post carousel posts, they kind of blend in together. You also don't feel like the sponsored post looks so sponsored. So in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a reel for the company Omnisend that was sponsored content. But the transparent Flodesk form reel is just to grow my email list. That wasn't sponsored at all. From a visual standpoint, they look the same. So if someone is interested in that Flodesk reel, I could see them watching the Omnisend one just because, again, visually it looks the same. I was telling you earlier about the tool Casper. So I talked about that in this post. Find clients with LinkedIn. Then I just have one slide that is basically like a mini blog post. And then I have the same call to action for all of the carousel posts. So I set up one mini chat and automation. Anytime someone comments 25, send them this resource. So I'm not saying a different word for every Instagram post. I'm not doing a different format for every carousel post. And this has helped me speed up content creation. So you can see here, this was one about links. This was one about how to set your default to follow and not connections. I even included a screenshot here. So this one was a little bit longer. This one was all about how to get more out of being a podcast guest. This one, let's see. Okay. And I've got one scheduled for today about hitting 1,000 on gaining 1,000 more followers on LinkedIn. So anyway, feel free to look at my Instagram and implement the strategy in a way that makes sense for your brand. But I do know this is working. And so the idea is I'm going to track the performance of the content to determine, what should get more ad spend. And I'm tracking it in the brand new Canva sheets. We love a good Canva sheet. So if you didn't know, that released at Canva Create. And so now I can do legit spreadsheets directly in Canva, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do is when all of the ads finish running on those carousel posts, then I'm going to bring in the results here. And the one that has the lowest cost per profile visit is the one that gets more money. And so ultimately, because I charge for sponsored content on my page and I had a sponsorship for this month, I'm trying to reinvest and just grow that Instagram because I know for a fact if I have more followers on Instagram, I can charge more. And so it kind of feeds the engine. So when it comes to platforms like Instagram, like Facebook, I mean, these are platforms that you can pay to play and it sucks and no one wants to give Meta their money. But if you have the data that says, okay, this post is already performing well. This post performed well organically. When you gave it ad spend, it performed at this level. Then you can say, okay, for every X amount of dollars that I spend based on the previous performance, I should make blank. And so then it becomes way less personal and way more about just tweaking the numbers. I was watching a video this morning that was talking about the return on ad spend, the ROAS. And so when you really get into the weeds and you start seeing these big entrepreneurs online that are pumping out thousands and thousands of dollars of ads, they're not, just shooting their shot and hoping for the best. They have this data. So I'm trying to implement scaling strategies and share the behind the scenes with you all so you know what software I'm using, what strategies I'm implementing, and so you can kind of learn from my testing. You may not have thousands of dollars in ad spend to dump at your content right now. I just personally, I'm cheap, so I don't want to do that, but I'm willing to dump like maybe 500 this month and just see what happens. And then if I make that money back, I think they say like you want to get at least like a ROAS of like 2, maybe 3. So it's like if I make 1,500 and I spent 500, my profit's 1,000. That's not bad without increasing my workload. So anyway, so that's kind of where my brain is going right now. I'm really trying to think, stop trying to save every single cent and make your money work for you so you can do less work. And that's just where I'm at. So with that being said, that kind of brings us to the whole whiteboard conversation because, I said this last week, I believe, because it's still in my StreamYard. But I was talking about how productivity is about how you can get the most done in the least amount of time possible. So ultimately, we have to know what's working and what's not. I told you guys that I'm focusing in June through August on growing my network and leveraging my network. So I'm doing that through things like I just told you on Instagram, leveraging my network through some in-person events, some virtual coffee chats, so that come September, I'm ready to do a sales push because I know that once Thanksgiving hits, nobody cares and it's going to be harder to sell. So I want to be ready, which is why I'm meeting with my affiliates in June. We want to be ready by September and I want to have time to create all the assets and everything that we're going to need to pull that off. Thanksgiving through New Year, I'm going to work on growing my content library and working on internal systems, cleaning off my desktop, painting my office, all those little, home renovations. That's the time to do it. You guys know in December, I do 25 days of Canva. I don't live stream. I might live stream this year just because it's just gotten so much easier and I feel like I would miss you guys. But if I need a break because I'm posting daily content in December, that's a great time for me to work on internal systems. So we did a whole live stream about how I'm revamping my schedule based on summer. And so today, I told you guys that we would talk about revamping offers. So let's see here. I am using the whiteboard function in Canva. And so I'm just going to do a couple tests just to see where does my tablet respond based on what you guys can see. Okay. So I'm going to, okay, there are the hearts. Okay. So I want to move this on my screen. Okay, cool. I can kind of see what you guys can see now. And I did a whole video about how you can use Canva whiteboards in your business. And so now that I can tell what you guys can see, we can kind of rock this out. Do you have a tutorial on how to set up Buy Me a Coffee QR code as seen on screen? It is within the back end of Buy Me a Coffee. Let me make sure no personal information is going to be seen, and I can just show you right now. If people's email addresses and stuff is visible, then I'll record it after this. So give me 1 second. All right. So that's fine there. That's fine. Where is it at? Okay, cool. All right. So what I'm going to do just to keep people's personal information personal is I'll go back and forth, but I can show you right now. Okay. And this could be a video. See, here we go, y'all. Y'all doing it. All right. So if I'm going to do that, then what would make the most sense is to bring up the homepage of Buy Me a Coffee. So I'm going to log myself out. Okay. And we're going to share this tab instead. Okay. And I'm going to make myself full screen first and turn off headlines, display names, and we'll leave the QR code up because that makes sense for the video. All right, cool. You guys are great. I'm like gonna have so much content for the team. They're gonna be like, you doing too much. Number ice. Okay, cool. Do you have a tutorial on how to set up Buy Me a Coffee QR code as seen on the screen? It's very simple to do this inside of your Buy Me a Coffee account, and so I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this video. Without further ado, let's hop in. If this is your first time hearing about Buy Me a Coffee, it is a very simple way for you to collect fan support from your community for free. When I got started with my membership, I actually beta tested it using Buy Me a Coffee, and it is absolutely fantastic. You can also use it to sell PDFs and do some really creative things in the back end. So what I did is I downloaded the QR code for my coffee page and I uploaded it directly to StreamYard. So as I stream on Monday mornings, if people want to support me, they can easily do that by scanning the code. Now, I do know that a lot of people watch YouTube on their cell phones. And so as a backup, I created this scrolling ticker within StreamYard that I can easily put up. And it simply says, if you want to support me, you can go to lashondabrown.com/coffee. So that allows people to watch on YouTube and the YouTube app, but also open up their browser and buy me a coffee. So what I'm going to do now is log into Buy Me a Coffee and show you how to locate your QR code. And you can sign up for free by going to lashondabrown.com/buymeacoffee to get access to this. So I'm going to go into the back end of Buy Me a Coffee. And what you're going to do once you log in is you're going to look on the left-hand side under settings. From there, you're going to see some assets that were created okay. On the left-hand side under settings, you're going to see a section called buttons and graphics. From there, you're going to see some assets created by the Buy Me a Coffee team to help you promote your coffee page. If you go to my website right now, which is lashondabrown.com, in the bottom right-hand corner, I utilize the Buy Me a Coffee widget. This was not custom coded by me. That was provided by Buy Me a Coffee, and I simply changed the color to match my branding. So if I go back into Buy Me a Coffee, you can see the website widget in the top right-hand corner, and underneath that, you see the QR code. I really like this QR code because it has the Buy Me a Coffee branding, which makes it really recognizable. You can also continue to scroll down and you can download the creator kit, which will give you some graphics that you can easily drop into a footer of an email to drive traffic to your Buy Me a Coffee page from your emails. So this is just a very simple way that you can boost the amount of tips that you get in your tip jar. And so I highly recommend, especially if you're live streaming, because you can specifically call it out, that you download your QR code and create a little ticker to put at the bottom of your streams. So I hope you found this video useful. I have an entire playlist about how to use StreamYard. I also have a couple videos about Buy Me a Coffee on the channel as well, which are linked in the description. Remember, you too can have your own free tip jar by going to lashondabrown.com/buymeacoffee, and feel free to buy me a coffee if you found this useful. Until next time, ta-ta for now. Woohoo! Brilliant. You give so much value all the time. Thank you. You're so welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna do something I literally never do. I'm gonna go over. I can't go past 11:15 because I have my call with Angela. But I want to make sure like I walk through me brainstorming my offers because we've been taking a lot of side quests. And while I appreciate that, I want to make sure that people who came here for that still get it. Okay, so we're going to go back to our whiteboard. Okay. And let's see here. Stop sharing. We're going to share our whiteboard. Okay, cool. And seriously, if you did find this valuable, I need some coffee, y'all. So feel free. Okay, so let's see here. Are we? All right, so I'm going to say this is going to be my offer suite. And let's see here. I'm so used to having my Whiteboard, so I have less space to move around. So we're going to put that here. Oh my, we got to zoom in some more over here. We're like in the boondocks. All right. So can I? Interesting. Let me give myself a little marker so I can kind of know where things are here. And we're going to do a combination of handwritten and post-it notes because I ain't got that much time. Okay, so we're going to do 2 post-it notes here. And we're going to call one brands and call one students. So my income currently is 80% from brands and 20% from students. I do that on purpose so I don't have to hit y'all up for money all the time. And it just makes my life easier. So move this here like that. There we go. So because my income, the predominant amount of income comes from brands, that's what needs to get like top priority. Like I do not need to agonize over Instagram posts or things like that because truly the brands is what pay my bills. You know, you're talking 4-figure, 5-figure partnerships versus $5 PDFs. So I am not trying to sell hardcore my $5 PDFs. However, $5 adds up, which is why I'm like, yeah, buy me a coffee, $5. So I'm not saying I'm not grateful for the money, but I do need to make sure I don't have misplaced priorities. What is bringing in 80% of your revenue? The 80-20 rule, it applies to so many different things. So in my case, 80-20 is brands, students. So reminding myself over and over and over, where does the real money come from? It's brands. It will help me to not get my knickers in a bunch if I do a launch to my students and it doesn't perform that well. Okay. So anyway, so you got your brands, you got your students. All right. So let me make this text smaller. I could just type. We're going to do 90. Okay. There we go. All right. So what do I sell brands? I'm so glad you asked. So with brands, if I partner with a brand, they may hire me for UGC, which is user generated content, and that is on their platforms. So I don't have to worry about marketing that. Then I do sponsored content. Sponsored content is at this point on 3 different platforms. So that is YouTube first, then Instagram, and finally LinkedIn. I would love for LinkedIn to be more, but my audience is larger on Instagram. People are used to Instagram, so they keep asking for it. Okay. So with sponsored content, what are some of the things people sponsor? Well, they sponsor live streams. They sponsor dedicated YouTube videos. They sponsored ad integrations. They sponsor, I'm going to say vertical videos. They sponsor posts and newsletter. And that's a LinkedIn thing. Rarely they sponsor, I should put this here, newsletter and email. What are some other things that brands pay me for? That's pretty much it. Yeah. So it's either sponsored content on my platforms or content on their platforms because they don't have like a media department or whatever, and they want me to do it for them. So students slash miscellaneous. Okay, so with my students, what do I sell y'all? Well, I sell you the membership, which is Star Students, and that's $10 a month. Creators is $50 a month. Then we do pop-up events, which could be anywhere from $10 drop-ins to $97 masterclasses with potential upsells. I do coaching, and that is $500 per session. So that's not super popular, but there are some people that are like, girl, I don't be no membership. I want to just work with you one-on-one. I don't want to fight for attention. So there's coaching. Then I would say miscellaneous would be speaking. And speaking takes different forms. I let's see, guest expert in memberships. I do webinars with, guest experts and memberships could be like students miscellaneous. I should put webinars over here because sometimes brands will pay me to do webinars with them. Guest experts and memberships, conferences, that will be like a miscellaneous thing. Facilitating slash breakout presenter. So this will be keynote at conferences, facilitating or breakout. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that being said, this is my offer suite. And that's a whole lot going on. And based on what happened in Q2, let's see here. We're going to do this and this. And this is going to be changes for Q3 and Q4. And maybe 150. There we go. And this will be, what did I say, 150? Yeah. All right, brands and students. Okay, so with brands, based on what happened in Q1 and Q2, what size is this? 90. Okay. Okay, UGC, definitely more UGC because I can only promote so many brands on my channel before y'all just go, girl, bye. So I definitely want to do some more UGC because I feel like because the content doesn't live on my platforms, it makes me not feel like as chaotic, and it takes the pressure off of promoting the content, and I can dedicate more time to planning the content. So more UGC, love that. With sponsored content, I'm going to say more ad integrations than dedicated videos. The brands love a good dedicated video. I did raise my rate, so if I do have to do them, they pay me more. But again, I have so much to promote. I would rather create topics that I really love and plug in relevant brands to that content than make the whole video about them. So I would rather do an ad integration than a dedicated video. I'm going to say more vertical videos because those take so little time for me to pull together. The OmniSend one is a great example where I was able to charge more because I was putting it on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube because I was cross promoting and I have a combined social reach of over 50K. I could charge more, and the likelihood that it performed better for them went up because they had 3 different platforms to put their brand out for. So, more vertical videos with cross promotion. That worked really well. I don't really want to do sponsored posts because I want my posts to be about things I'm interested in. I would love more newsletter sponsorships because I really want my cadence for emails to be more consistent because email is effective for me and effective for the brands. So if I can plug in an ad for a brand, even with the tech tool of the week, like the tech tool of the week could be the sponsor and it just seamlessly flows in what I'm already doing. So here for it. I don't want no more webinars. I create so much curriculum. I don't want to do that for somebody else. So that's what I want more of the second half of the year. And when it comes to the students, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I seriously consider getting rid of star students because I'm like, this is a lot of work. Or not necessarily a lot of work, but like, is it confusing to have 2 membership tiers? But what I realized is people love being able to come in for $10 and upgrade than to only be able to be a member for $50. So with that being said, more promo of drop in for 10. That strategy worked really well for Becca's workshop. People are still buying the replay of her workshop. It never occurred to me that people may just want to purchase a singular replay for $10 because the better value is just become a star student. But if they want to give me money for that, why not? So I want to do more promo of the drop in for 10. I want to continue creating more events at different times for the creators. A lot of our stuff takes place at 10 or 1. And so if people work a 9 to 5, they're missing out on community building if I don't do some stuff at night or on the weekend, Saturday morning. So for the people that are paying $50 a month, I want to give them some more things to choose from to participate in. So that's something I'd like to do. Keep refining pop-up events. Pop-up events are great for cash infusions and a great way to get people in my ecosystem. I really want to do something on brand partnerships and maybe something on affiliate marketing. So I want to create curriculum for pop-up events, and then every time I do it, just refine the curriculum rather than starting from 0 every time. Not having to start from 0 with the LinkedIn masterclass was amazing, and it helped me to add even more value. And I think along the same lines, keep refining pop-up events plus co-host. I really love teaching with other people. I spend a lot of time talking to myself. So yeah, I think that having Taylor as a part of the LinkedIn masterclass was a gift. So definitely do more of that. I don't need to promote coaching hardcore, but I do, I'll just say be more consistent with promoting coaching quarterly. It's always there year round. But I think it's good to just call attention to it once a quarter. And I'm doing a thing right now where if someone books a coaching session before the end of the month for July, they can get a coaching call for half off, which is $250. And so, yeah, that could be a way to get like a cash infusion, but also make it more affordable. And I don't need to talk about coaching all year long because I only have so much one-on-one time. I think the last thing is I don't need to stress don't pursue in-person speaking engagements because enough of them just come naturally, but I need to double down on guest expert slots in other memberships. I have a decent amount of members who have joined the membership because they saw me teach in somebody else's membership. So, yeah, popping into other people's memberships and teaching is a great way to market what I do. So, with that, I got to get on my call with Angela. We done gone 15 minutes over. It's been a ton of value. I feel like I earned somebody's cup of coffee. I'm just saying. Y'all seeing all my process. I'm putting it all out on the internet for somebody to replay and implement. But in all honesty, like this is, I mean, this right here is valuable, right? There's so much that you can learn just from seeing how other people think and run their business. So if you liked this, I strongly encourage you to give this a like to help the replay reach more people. Of course, I would love for you to subscribe so that you are notified when I post more content like this on the channel. I will look at the comments afterwards. So feel free to drop in any questions that came up in the comments. I'll respond to them there. You can also DM me on Instagram. And yeah, that's what I got for you today. You'll see those two segments kind of pulled out, the Buy Me a Coffee segment and the Flodesk strategy segment as standalone videos on the channel. And so, like I said, it's a great way for you to get all of your content creation done, one foul swoop. You know, the face is beat, the dress is on, but I could be in sweatpants the rest of the week and still post 2 to 3 times on YouTube and get content out. So I want to show you these strategies in real time so that you can learn from me, implement what I'm doing. Y'all become a member, even if it's just Star Student for $10, because like that allows you to be in my orbit for you to ask me questions, get that one-on-one help. We have a great time on our calls. I mean, our workshops are so fun for me to attend. I get to be the student. And it's never enough time. I may need to extend it to 90 minutes instead of 60. But we love it. We absolutely love the workshops. And then the coaching calls are fantastic too. It's your time to hop into the hot seat and really dig into some strategies for your particular business. So if you are a bootstrap creator, Angelica is going to be in the hot seat, but I'll take a couple more. Like I would love for more of you to come on screen and to ask me questions about what you're doing in your business right now. So remember that option is available for you. Strongly encourage you to take advantage of it. But you know, if you work during the day and you can't, I totally get it. But just know that door is open. So I'm going to hop on my call with Angela. I'm so grateful for all of you. I feel like this summer reset series has really helped me to get regrounded and reacclimated with what works for me and where I truly shine. And so taking that emphasis off of Instagram, systemizing what I do on LinkedIn and pouring into the community and YouTube has changed the game and increased my sales with less work. I'm still working 20 hours a week and it's awesome. So I'll be back on Thursday to co-work with you from 9 until 11 a.m. Eastern. So feel free to hop on in for some accountability and community. But until next time, ta-ta for now.